Today is the continuation of the same chapter in statics. So we'll do some more problems and this chapter will be over. The question number 2 of page 190. We are doing that one just now. The diagram is given here. There are two blocks W1 and W2. W1's weight is 4 kg weight, W2 weight is 6 kg weight. And question is asking draw free body diagrams for the two blocks. For both the blocks we can show the diagrams separately and find tension the strings in the string A and B, out here and out here to find the tension. So first you will be what weight will be acting, will draw separately or can we get drawn separately. This is W2 acting here. This is the string B, the string B the tension will be like this tension line is T1. This is the free body diagram of the block W2. Now another block W1. W1 will act here, but W1 is connected with this one also. We draw another one. W2 is acting here. Weight of this one is acting here. W1 also here. W1, W2, and here is a string A. This tension is T2. Let us find the value of T1. This T1, out here you can mark in this diagram also. T1 supports only W2, right? T1 is equal to W1, and W1 will 6 kg weight. This is also finished. Because they all are tied with the string out here with the support, so the bodies are not moving, just hanging here. T2. This T2 tension over here will support both the blocks. You can get T2 is equal to W1 plus W2. Then is 4 plus 6, 10 kg. Answer. So this problem is solved. Now we are doing next question of same page. Next question of the same page, that is question number 4. Question number 4. They have given a diagram here like this. This is A, this is B. This is W. Angles are given 53 degree, 37 degree. W value is given 5 Newton. Find the tension in the rope AC and BC. You have to find the tension in AC and in the rope BC. The tension over here will be acting as T1. Here the tension will be T2. Here is a diagram given. They are asking to find the tension in the rope AC and BC. Blocks weight is W will be acting like this. We have three forces T1, T2 and W. They are all concurrent forces and keeping the block hanging, that is at rest. So this problem we have to find the value of T1 and T2. This problem we can solve by Lami's theorem for the three forces, concurrent forces, or by breaking into components. I think Lami's method will be better because here two of the forces are breakable into components. T1 and T2 both are breakable into components. So we can do by that method also, but the Lami's theorem method will be easier. So let us follow the Lami's method. So we can check now. This is 53, this is 37. So this angle will be how much? Remaining angle of the triangle that will be 90 degrees exactly. Because 53 plus 37 makes 90. So this will be another 90. So I will be writing the Lami's theorem. How do we write it as T1, T2, W, and then upon let's sign alpha value, sign angle value I take. So when we take T1, you have to take the angle between T2 and W. What is the angle between them? You can check. This is 37, so this angle will be 37, being alternate angle. This is 90 degree. So 90 plus 37, what is the total angle? Sin 90, you can add 90 plus 37 here. T2 value, if I take T2 right as sin, T2 value will be then check this angle. This is 53, this will be also 53. This angle will be 90. Here will become 90 plus 53. And when you take W, then angle between T1 T2 is 90 degrees actually. 90 degrees, so let 90 degrees. Now I'll simplify that. T1 sin 90 plus 37 will be 127 degree. T2, this will be sin 143 degree. W sin 90 is 1. We like that T1 is equal to W value is known. We can put the value of W 5 Newton here. We can add 5 Newton. T1 value will come 5 into this. 5 sin 127 degree. And T2 value will become 5 sin 143 degree. This will give the answer here, and this will give the answer here. You can check in calculator how much is the answer coming. That answer you can even round it off, and that one the answer is 4 Newton. So the first answer will come 4 Newton, and the second answer will come exactly 3 Newton. I mean, you have to round it off. It will come. It may come 2.99 here. It may come slightly here and there. You round off. The answer will be 4 Newton here and 3 Newton. So this is the way we have to do this problem. If you apply the component method, that will also we can do, but it will be a bit lengthy and it will take a longer time. How can we do by a component method? If you want to see the component method, you can see. So this is 37, so this angle is 37, alternate angle. We break T2 into two components, horizontal, vertical. This will come T2 cos 37. This is second method actually, second method. This will be T2 sin 37. T1 will break. This will be coming T1, 53 is angle, so T1 cos 53. This will come T1 sin 53. T1 breaking horizontal component, vertical component. Now the system is in equilibrium, static equilibrium. That is, these two will be equal and opposite. These two are already directional, we see they are opposite, that is, they are equal. This and this will also be equal. Two of them, this upward will be equal to the downward force. The first equation we can write is T1 cos 53 degree is equal to T2 cos 37. We can write like this. T1 cos 53 degree value, if you check in calculator, the answer will come 0.3. Hopefully. T2 cos 37 value you check in calculator, the answer will come 0.4. The point you can cut, we can write as 3 T1 is equal to 4 T2, equation 1. Now I take this one, this was this. I like this T1 sin 53 plus T2 sin 37. Total upward force is equal to total downward force is equal to 5. Downward force is 5. T1 sin 53 value is 0.4. You can check in calculator. T2 sin 37 value 0.3 equal to 5. We can multiply everything everywhere to remove decimal. It becomes 4T1, 3T2 is equal to 50. Equation number 2. Now solving the two equations simultaneously. What we can do, we can put the value of T1, 4, T1 value I put 4T2 by 3 plus 3T2 is equal to 50. LCM is 3, 4 for the 16T2, 9T2 is equal to 50. 60 plus 9, 25, T2 by 3 is equal to 50. Okay, I'm not very sure about the values of cos 53 and cos 37. Check. Cos 53 value how much?
कितना 53 cos कितना 53 माइनस है माइनस में है
पॉज कर Okay, in the previous one there was a mistake, so please correct it. The value I said I don't even know, I calculated cos 53 degree value is 0.6 and cos 37 value is 0.8. So you can make corrections here. It becomes 6 T1 is equal to 8 T2. Here at 3 and here at 4. So 3 T1 is equal to 42. This is the equation number 1. Now here also was a mistake. So sin 53 degree value if we check in calculator, that will come 0.8 and sin 37 value will come 0.6. So please with the correction check now. I'll multiply by 10 everywhere, it becomes 8 T1, 6 T2 is equal to 15. 8 T1 value 4, no, T1 value is 4 T2 by 3, 6 T2 is equal to 50, 3 is LCM, 32 T2, 6 is 18 T2 is equal to 50. This plus this will give us a 50 T2 by 3 is equal to 50. So T2 value will come 3 Newton. Putting the value of T2 here in any of the equation, find T1. Therefore, from equation 1, 3 T1 is equal to 4, T2 value we are putting 3. 3 cancel, we get T1 value is coming 4 Newton. So answer will come the same. What I mean to say, when three forces are acting at the same point and they are in equilibrium, static equilibrium, they are at rest, so we can solve it by breaking into components method or by Lami's theorem method. Lami's theorem will be shorter and easier if one of the forces is only breakable into component. If both the forces are breakable into component, two forces are breakable into components. If two forces are breakable into component, like here T1, T2, then the Lami's theorem is easier. If only one of them is breakable into component, I think I had done this problem previously, in the previous class. So that time we break that one into only components and the solution will become easier. Though we can use Lami's theorem in all the cases, or breaking into components we can apply in all the cases, but breaking into components will be easier in particular case and Lami's theorem will be easier in particular case. That case you have to see properly. If two of them are breakable into component, then Lami's theorem is easier. If only one of them is breakable into component, then the direct break that into component method will be easier. Okay. Now we have another question from the page number, same page 190, and the question is here. Question number 6. Question number 6. The diagram is given here in this. A, B, C. Question says the weight. The row BA and C are identical and symmetrical. They are same kind of row. That is, the tensions in them will be the same. You can mark here T1 here also will be T1. Okay, and the weight of the block. This is the weight of the block. This W is given 200 Newton. And angle BAC angle is 60 degree given. You have to find the tension in the row AD, BA and CA. You have to find a tension in each rows. So how to do this? These two ropes are identical and symmetrical. The lengths are equal. This is 60 degree. Then this angle will be definitely 60. Here also the angle will be 60 degree. Okay. Then we'll see okay, this T1 will break into two components here. One component like this, T1 cos 60, T1 sin 60. This also will be breaking into two components. One component here, another component here. This will become T1 cos 60, T1 sin 60. If you consider these two components just balancing this one only, supporting this load only, these two. and these two are cancelling. This one T1 cos 60 and this T2 cos 60, they are equal and opposite. They will exactly cancel out each other. Here we will be writing like this: T1 sin 60 plus again T1 sin 60. The upward force is equal to the downward force. The downward force is W, which is 200 Newton. Here we write 200. Now find the answer. It will become 2 T1 sin 60. They will be equal to 200. 2 T1 sin 60 value is root 3 by 2 is equal to 200. So T1 value will become 200 by root 3 Newton. Whatever is the value of T1 here in the rope BA will be same for the rope CA. So we got that answer. Now tension over here I take as T2. This T2 will support what? This T2 is supporting the entire weight of it, that is 200 Newton. That T2 is the upward force as a whole is equal to this one 200. T2 is equal to 200 Newton. Because ultimately this one is supporting everything out here, that is 200 Newton. Therefore, you can T2 is the tension in the rope AD. This is the tension in the rope AD. T1 is the tension in the ropes, both the ropes BA and CA. We can write it. Okay, now we are doing a question. We are doing a question based on the turning effect of force, that means based on the moment of the force. Any question based on the moment of force, clockwise moment will be equal to the anti-clockwise moment, that we will apply. And the formula of moment is force into the perpendicular distance, force into the perpendicular distance from the point of rotation to the point of application of force. Okay, like class 10 we used to do that. So we have some questions here, we'll do it first. Page number 191. Page number 191. And question number 13. We are doing that one first. Question number 13. Question says two men A and B carry a 30 kg sack of cement by means of pole 2.4 meter long. So it is like this. There is a pole 2.4 meter long. The entire pole is 2.4 meter long, and two persons A and B carry 30 kg sack of cement by means of a pole 2.4 meter long. At what distance from the man A must the sack be suspended so that he may carry 2/3 of the load? Then there are two people here, A and B, and where we should keep the sack. Here is the sack of cement, sack. Where you should keep so that A supports only 2/3 of this load. This is 30. The load of this one is given 30. That means W value is 30 into 10 I2. It becomes 300 Newton. In Newton, the value is 300 Newton. You have to find where you should keep this. At what distance you should hang the sack of cement from the man A. Man is supporting is reaction force. Man will support like this, lift it this way. This force I write F is equal to 2/3 of this one. 2/3 of this if you do 2/3, F is equal to 2/3 of 200. The answer is 2/3 of the load. Which 2/3 of this is coming 400 by 3. Let us write in fraction 400 by 3 Newton. So A has to support this much load, and B will support the remaining load. What is the value of remaining load? 1/3 of this. 2/3 is here, then 1/3 will be left over. So 1/3 of this is coming how much? 100 Newton. 1/3 of this. That is, this is F1. I take this as F2. F2 value is 1/3 of 300. Sorry, this is 300. I made a mistake. So this will come 200 Newton. 200 Newton here and 100 Newton remaining one will be coming here. 100 Newton. Suppose the distance of the sack from this is x. Then distance of the other one will be how much? 2.4 minus x. we'll take the moment. We can take the moment. If you take the moment about the point A, this will be clockwise moment and this will be anti-clockwise moment. The two moments must be equal. We can take the moment either about the point A or about the point B. So any one point we take, answer will come the same. So I will take like taking moments about A. Let us write clockwise moment first, and then that will be equal to the anti-clockwise moment. Clockwise moment is this one, 300 into x equal to. What is the anti-clockwise moment about the point A of this force? That will come 100 into force is 100, and the distance of this force from the point A, from here to here, the total distance is 2.4. Now let here 2.4. Now we find the answer of x. The value of x will come, this will go, x value will come 2.4 by 3, the answer is 0.8 meter. That means the sack must be suspended at a distance 0.8 meter from A. That is the answer. Okay, now we'll do one more on this topic. That is ladder problem, and especially mentioned in the syllabus book, especially mentioned in the conscious syllabus. So we are doing that one. This is question number 11. Question number 11. Ladder problem. On the same page. That is page number 191. Question says a uniform ladder which is 5 meter long has a mass 22 kg. Leans with its upper end against a smooth vertical wall and its lower end on rough ground. So it is like this. There is a wall, a smooth wall is there, and a ladder is 5 meter long. This entire thing is 5 meter long, and here is the rough ground. Okay. Weight, mass of this ladder is 22 kg. Question says, calculate the frictional force between the ladder and the ground. G value you have to take, right? The ladder is 3 meter from the wall. This part is 3 meter. From the wall. Okay, we'll see the figure is a right angle triangle. So first of all, find the remaining side. This is A, this is B, you can take C. Find all the three sides of the triangle first. Right. In triangle ABC, I use Pythagoras theorem and find the answer. Right. AC square is equal to AB square plus BC square. AC value is 5, 3 square plus BC square. The value of BC will come 4 centimeter. So I write the value of BC as 4 centimeter. Now we know all the three sides of the triangle we don't know. Okay, now we'll show different kind of forces acting there. The ladder will trace it this way, and this wall will give a normal reaction. Normal reaction is action and reaction. Normal means perpendicular to the wall. Means perpendicular to the wall. This is the normal reaction. I mark here again. Normal reaction. Weight of the ladder will be situated exactly midway. Weight, because the ladder is uniform. CG will be exactly in the midway. This is 2.5 meter, and half of this will be 2.5 meter. This is 2.5. Half this. Here the weight of the ladder is acting W. Okay. So the ladder will have tendency to slip in this direction, like this slipping. So friction will act like this. Friction will be acting like this. This way. F. Friction force is acting like this. So this friction force will be same as, because it has to hold the ladder, then this friction force will have to be equal to the normal reaction N. This is acting in this direction, so this is acting like they must be equal in order to keep it in equilibrium like this. That means we calculate the value of N, and that will become the value of F. So here we will be writing, taking the moment about C, right? Taking moment. When the ladder is sweeping, that is turning effect is taking place. Taking moment about this point, or to take the moment about this point, C. How to take the moment about C? We take clockwise moment is equal to anti-clockwise moment. What gives clockwise moment? What gives anti-clockwise moment? We'll check it. This W will extend like this way and extend W. This is W and this is perpendicular 90 degree. This distance we take. And W into this will give clockwise moment this way. W into this distance from here till here, the distance from here till here, because total is 3 meters. This is midpoint. This will also be the midpoint then, because if this point is the midpoint, line is parallel, so this will be another midpoint. That means half of 3 meters, that is coming 1.5 equal to, this will give anti-clockwise moment about this point out here like this. If you do like this, join like this. So this page is where we push it this way, this will give anti-clockwise moment about this point. So here we are getting n into this distance, perpendicular distance. This perpendicular distance will be same as the distance AB. The distance AB is how much? 4, right? 4. The value of W is 22. W value is 22 kg is given, so I will change in Newton to 220 Newton. The value of W you can get 220 into 1.5 n into 4. Calculate the value of n from this equation, 220 into 1.5 by 4. Check what is the answer coming. 82.5. 82.5 Newton. Therefore, frictional force is equal to 82.5. So this is ladder problem. This entire thing was a ladder, so we do like this. Please learn it well because this is important and especially mentioned in the syllabus, ladder problem. So this was the ladder problem. In the ladder problem, they will ask you to find the force of frictional force. Okay, thank you for the day.